If you clicked on this video, you're probably planning for your Japan trip and debating between Airbnb or hotel. As someone who has stayed in both, let me tell you why I personally prefer one over the other. I'll also give you an Airbnb tour and a hotel overview to sort of give you an idea of how spacious or lack of space each one is. But before that, please help me out and tap on that like and subscribe button. That would help push my video into the algorithm for those looking for videos similar to this one. So let's get started. If it's your first time traveling to Japan, you'll find the houses there are quite small compared to houses in Europe, Australia, and the United States. Especially if you're looking to stay in the Tokyo area, where population density plays a big part, considering Tokyo is the most populated city in the world with over 37 million residents. Let's break down the pros and cons of Airbnbs and hotels from my perspective. We'll start with the pros of Airbnbs. First, it's great for groups of more than 4 if you would like to stick together. If after spending all day you can still stand your group, props to you for wanting to spend downtime with them as well. Or if you're a family, each member can either have their own room or share 2 to a room instead of cramming 4 to 6 people in one tiny hotel room. You'll somewhat have your own personal space. Second, it's cheaper as you can split the cost between the group. The one I stayed at was split between 5 adults. Our Tokyo Airbnb for 10 days was $481 per person or $48 per day. Our Osaka Airbnb for 4 days was $166.50 per person or $41 per day. Third, amenities. Many Airbnbs will include a fully functional kitchen. If you plan on cooking, you have your own stove, refrigerator, and whatnot, but if you're traveling, you're most likely trying the local cuisines anyway. There's also a washer, a dryer, if you need to do your laundry throughout your trip. The cons of Airbnb. 1, you're not able to do luggage transfer or have the host hold your luggages until check-in. If your check-in is at 3 p.m., you may have to find a storage locker somewhere or have it on you until then. If you don't know what a luggage transfer is, it's a service that can help you forward your luggages from one city to another so you don't have to carry them onto public transportation. 2. If you choose to stay at an Airbnb, it might be challenging to resolve an issue as soon as possible. Whether it's something logistical, like a last-minute cancellation that'll leave you stranded, or something in the house that needs immediate attention. While many hosts do speak some English, language barrier and communication will still be a bit of struggle. Some hosts may not be in the neighborhood, so if something needs attention right away, you might have to wait a while. 3. Because Airbnbs are mostly in residential areas, access to train stations, convenience stores, and restaurants might be a bit more limited, so you'll definitely have to do a bit more walking. However, with some research and luck, you might come across one close to all of those. Lastly, the biggest thing for me that some folks might not mind is that it feels too much like coming back home. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but hotels give me vacation vibes. Residential homes don't, but that's just me. If you're a traveler that wants to live like the locals, this could be for you. Next, we'll get into the pros of hotels. 1, if you're early to check in, or if you need to go somewhere after checking out and don't want to drag your suitcases around with you, you can leave it at the front counter. Additionally, if you're using a luggage forwarding service, it's easier to forward it to a hotel. 2, amenities and concierge services. Many hotels already include pajamas or robes, toothbrush, hairbrush, soap, etc. But if you need some more, it's that easy to go to the front desk to request some. Some hotels actually have an area for you to grab them yourself. You can also opt in for housekeeping, room service, or breakfast in the morning. If you need help booking a taxi or restaurant reservations, the concierge may be able to help arrange that. 3. Accessibility. Hotels, especially chain hotels, are often in more accessible areas. I'm sure they were strategic when deciding where to build them. They're usually closer to train stations, convenience stores, restaurants, and depending on which hotel, it may be on the route of a limousine bus. This is a bus that goes directly to and from the airport. So if you have a group with multiple luggages, limousine bus or a van service will definitely be more convenient than a crowded train. Lastly, if you have loyalty rewards with certain hotels or credit cards, get those points. Or if you already have points accumulated from other stays, you might even be able to redeem them for free stays. Next, we'll get into the cons of hotels. 1. The rooms. Depending on which hotel and which room, you might be stuck with one that seems confining. So be sure to do your research. I can't emphasize this enough. The rooms in Japan, whether it's a house or a hotel, are small. Be sure to look at the pictures on the hotel's website and, if available, the square footage. During my research, I found that some rooms only fit a bed and would not have any space for me to open my luggage. 2. Price. Because Japan is such a hot tourist spot, prices will fluctuate throughout the year and season. If you choose a chain hotel, they will definitely be much more expensive, and the space for the amount you pay is sometimes not worth it. There are some hotels with decent price and decent square footage, but you'll have to put in the work and do the research. I actually have a few recommendations for a nice spacious hotel, but that video will come later on. 3. Lack of authentic Japanese experience. Again, if you want to get a taste of what living like the locals feel like, a hotel may not be for you. Overall, I much prefer hotels over Airbnb. If you're claustrophobic or are used to a spacious room, I implore you to do your research and look at pictures and videos of the hotel or Airbnbs. Don't just go off of the hotel's professional photos. Look at the photos and videos from other guests. Those are often not as edited or taken with a wide-angle lens to make the room look bigger. It'll be a more accurate view of what the room really looks like. So that was the pros and cons of Airbnbs and hotels. Now I'll show you videos of the Airbnb and hotels I stayed at in the past. I took these not knowing I'll be making a video for YouTube. They were more so for my own personal vlog, so I didn't really go into details on the amenities and such, so enjoy!